Here we are again.
What up?
I feel like we coordinate our outfits today.
Yeah, man, we on it.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, the people don't get to see this in color.
Right.
Or they see our shirts.
Yeah, they don't
very
know.
Similar shade.
They don't know. Yeah.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah,
back.
here.
You know, we're here.
Living life.
Yeah. It's the first week of that thing. You know, that challenge.
Man, that challenge.
You know, we issued it to the people.
Yeah,
and
took it on ourselves.
Yes, yeah, it's been a good week.
Yeah, it's been a good week for me too. I got 3 features. Like my first thing I didn't mention last week I had like 3 or 4 features that I just been kind of sitting on.
Oh yeah, that's not cool.
You know, not really sitting on. I
got one like that.
I just got them like maybe a couple weeks ago, and I haven't really like just sat down and wrote them out. You know what I'm saying? So like that was my first thing. Like let me knock these features out.
Kind of important.
And yeah, like got those done in the last 3 days. Like wrote 3 of them in one night. You know what I'm saying? Like really just sat down. Like okay, before I dive into something else,
yes,
let me get this money right.
Old business.
You know what I'm saying? Let me take care of the old business.
Then handle the new business.
Get my bag right.
Yeah, that's
so
important.
I can handle the new business.
Yeah. Every there was a quote from a documentary about the weathermen, and one dude said, they were like, well, why did y'all stop robbing banks at the end of this thing? Because I don't know if you heard of the weathermen is like these white revolutionary groups.
Yeah.
And he was like, because every revolutionary movement needs funding.
Right. It does. It does.
I always remember that. Like, yo, it's true.
It's facts. It is facts.
So yeah, all those dreams you gotta fund those.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't come out the fucking sky.
Definitely.
But yeah, I've been Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I did an interview every day for the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been talking to cats. I've been hollering. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't wrote nothing yet. I haven't wrote up the chapters for the interviews. I'm still transcribing them. But this week has been a good week, man. I've been on my shit. The hardest thing has been like stopping when I'm supposed to stop.
Yeah.
So like,
especially once you get going and you get in the groove and it's like fuck.
Yeah, because I want to keep going.
Especially if you get if it's earlier in the day and you got something else scheduled. You know what I'm saying? It's
man.
hard. It's hard to stop.
But I realize like if I don't stop, then I'm not gonna do the next thing, and then I'll be out of balance, and then I'll be forced to play catch up in this. Oh, I'm doing 8 hours of video editing tomorrow because I didn't do 2 every day.
Right.
So it's like it's challenging me in that sense. But you know, I think I might make it, man. You know, 30 days, man. We gonna see.
Yeah, man. I'm looking pretty good. Like I got my album cover concept.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got the concept down. Now I just gotta get the photos taken.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You know, like got the concept, so I'm moving. I'm moving.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's working, man.
Hey,
crunch time like a motherfucker.
Yeah, y'all. If y'all at home, y'all know what it's gonna be next month.
Yeah,
we're gonna do the call in. I'm gonna post it on social media. It's gonna say. It's gonna have the number. Say call this number for the 30 Days of Discipline Results Show.
Yeah.
And when y'all get that, when y'all see that, call in with your stories.
Yeah.
Because we want to hear them. We want to play them on the air.
Yeah.
And this is it's gonna be a dope thing to do.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to have a tentative release date by you know what I'm saying.
Hey, I already started looking.
You know
I've been circling days on the calendar all week. Like, okay, if I start here,
right,
and I do this here, okay, what needs to be not doing? Okay. Manufacturing here, that okay.
Yeah,
I've been doing that all week. Okay, I do here, then a tour here, then okay. Yeah, it's that time, man. It's time to get it.
Yeah, it's time to do it.
Exciting. So this week, I was one of my interviews I did this week was with Sadiq from Rhymesayers. Yeah, for the book.
I'm sure that was a good one.
Yeah,
that you might need an interview on the pod with the man.
Oh yeah. We need
with
that.
The man.
It's so many bars in there that
like that'd be like 3-4 hour interview, dog.
The interview was an hour and a half.
Oh,
so it's like there's a lot of bars in there, and there was a part of the interview where he was talking. I was asking him about like sound set and like how like their expectations differ from what the average fan expectations is, because like every time they post they line up, some people love it, some people hate it, but everybody still go, you know what I mean, because it's so fire. It's like, yo, I'm mad that 2 Chainz is on it, but I'm going because Busta Rhymes is on it,
but I understand you gotta
Rock is on it.
You gotta understand though, like I mean, just from the artist perspective and from the business perspective,
yes,
it makes perfect sense why their lineups are the way they are. Perfect sense.
But he's like, and we start talking about that, and just like people not understanding what you're doing, and people like resenting you for making certain decisions. And he had a quote that went something to the effect of like, when people don't understand this side of it and don't even ask us, it just lets me know that they not cut out to be a leader. You know what I'm saying?
That's a heavy bar.
Yeah,
like that's a jewel just dropped on the head. Like that's
they've never done this before.
Never.
You know, that they've never wore that hat. So, and it made me think about just like the price of leadership, and how there's a lot of things about leadership that people don't talk about because the average motherfucker ain't never led.
Nah.
And it leads them to say certain things and not understand the burden that comes. You know what I'm saying? The heaviness of the crown that comes with being a leader.
Heavy is the head.
Yeah, whether that's your family, whether that's your creative crew, whether that's your business, you know, your team at work. Everyone is, some people just lead in certain instances and some people follow in certain instances. Sometimes we have all those things. So this episode is about the price of leadership. And we're going to talk about like the things that people don't think about, the price you have to pay to lead. And then we're also going to talk about why it's worth it, though. Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-part show, and we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Word.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and wanna grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
All right, folks. The most infamous podcast.
We back.
Giving it to you like no one else gives it to you. Because we're those guys.
That's what we do.
And we're talking about leadership this week. The price of leadership. It's not free. There's a heavy toll.
There's a cost.
For admission.
There is a cost.
Yeah. There's a cover.
There's a tuition.
Yeah.
That must be paid.
Yeah. And these are things that some people have never thought about because they've never been in certain positions. And that's okay. But I hope that through this episode, we can kind of open people's eyes to why they might not understand certain decisions that other people make. And also like why it is really worth leading in the end. And the number one price of leadership is that you have to be action oriented.
Yes.
See, for most other people, the average person can talk about what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, what they believe, what they don't believe. And people say, oh, yeah, that's cool. Just shake your hand.
Right.
Well, when you're a public figure, when you're out in the public eye, when you're a leader of men, you know, and you have a team behind you, the expectation is that actions follow those.
Right.
Like we just talked about off air about this 30-day challenge, right? And you were saying something to the effect of, I can't just not do this shit because I'm on the show.
Right.
I'm sitting here with you every week. I gotta be on my shit now.
Exactly.
That is leading by example.
Right.
And people are now not just looking at you as the co-host. Oh, this is Illogic. Blueprint just said, we're not gonna hope. No. You're under the umbrella. Yeah. You're on, the podcast. People are looking at you like a leader, whether you know it or not.
Right.
And a similar dynamic plays out in public when you think about just how those in the public eye, and we may never even say this consciously, but we subconsciously expect them to be about what they talk about.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Like there's nothing worse. And I think that may be one thing that a lot of people in public struggle with when they first become public figures.
Right.
It's that wait a minute. These people remember everything I said, and they're holding me to that.
Yeah.
I have to actually be about this shit I'm talking about, and that can fuck with your mind a little bit.
That's why, like the whole Charles Barkley thing, I'm not a role model.
Yeah.
Yes, you are, dog. I mean, you have no choice.
Yeah.
You have no choice. LeBron James has no choice but to be a role model because of the position
Right.
that he's in. I mean, any pro player of any sort,
Yes.
you know, if kids watch baseball, they're looking at the top baseball players as the person that, you know, they're striving to be.
That's a
football
fact.
players, you know, whatever, your favorite writer, any of that shit.
Yes.
You know, if you're in that position, whether you want to be or not,
Yeah.
people are watching you when they following.
Yes.
And they going to see if you make that move or if you don't. I mean, that's just real.
It's crazy because you see rappers, you see, like you're saying, athletes struggle with it because you know it's this crazy dichotomy because with more fame and notoriety comes more freedom. So at the same time you're becoming more and more free, you know, you're being told that you're being held to a certain set of expectations.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh well, am I really free if I gotta do this thing and keep these people happy? Hey man, it's the price of admission.
And you ain't gotta pay that price,
Yeah.
but you're gonna pay a price.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna pay something. You know, it's coming out of that check whether you like it or not.
Right. There's social consequences.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the number one price of leadership is that you have to be action oriented. That means that those of us we see in the public eye, whether they be elected officials, whoever, if you want to lead, it's not just about saying what should be done. It's not about just like bagging on others for not doing quote unquote the right thing.
Right.
It's that you have to have a component of your life that is the action that backs up and reinforces the shit you talk about.
Yeah.
And so that's number one.
Yeah.
Price of leadership. Number two, price of leadership is that people will question your intentions
At all times.
all the time.
Why you make that move? Why are you doing that?
What you trying to get out of this? You trying to hustle me?
What you really want?
Yeah. Like we do it subconsciously, right?
Yeah.
There's something about a person who gets to a higher level of notoriety, and then all of a sudden you start looking at what they saying, and you're like, I wonder what's the end game here?
Yeah.
And those of you who have been put in a leadership position, you know, whether you have other employees that look to you, you know, whether it's your family looking towards you, people aren't just going to do what you say. But before, when y'all was just homies, they would just do it if it was the right thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But once you have that position of notoriety or authority, all of a sudden it's, why you want me to do it though?
Right.
What? You just trying to make yourself look good.
Right. Right.
How much you get paid to tell me this? Whose ass you kissing to try to tell? Who you trying to look? You brown nosing? It can't just be that this is the right thing to do.
Right.
It's that if you're in a leadership position and I'm not, I'm questioning every fucking thing you're saying.
Yeah, it comes with scrutiny.
Yeah.
It comes with a high level of scrutiny. The higher you are, the higher your position, the higher the level of scrutiny.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost unjust.
Yeah.
You know, like you get to a point, you know, you're raised in a lot of instances to say we should not judge the message by the messenger.
Unfortunately, we are human beings.
Yeah, and we're going to judge the message by the messenger. And even more so if the messenger is the quote unquote leader or takes a leadership role.
Right.
You know, you see it all the time with like, this was so tricky about a lot of artists with the GoFundMe thing.
Yeah.
With certain crowdfunding things cats may do, there's always going to be a segment of the population who's just like, where's the money really going? No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with like people who are in like the social activism space. People, they're getting questioned too. Like, yeah, I saw you pass around the plate, but did it really go to the family though?
Right.
So where's the receipts though?
Right. You got video?
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, can you post a PDF showing where the money was spent though?
Yeah. Can we get an itemized?
Right. Can we talk to your accountant though?
Right.
Can they confirm this though?
Oh yeah.
Does your bank account verify what you're saying though?
Right.
Like all of a sudden, people questioning your intentions.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that they do that, but at the same time, it's healthy because we've seen so many people in leadership positions abuse their power.
Yeah, it keeps you accountable.
Yes.
It keeps you accountable to the people that you're supposed to be, influencing. Because they're looking at you like, okay, so you said you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
The bank account say that. What's that checkbook say that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild status to have.
See you with the new J's on now.
Right.
You sure that money went straight to what you said was going on though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, those is vintage, right?
Yeah, how much do cost though?
Right.
People be counting your pockets, man. Like you gotta really be very careful with this shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of preachers that go through that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what they do, no matter how, well they preach the gospel, all of that stuff, just because, they happen to have a large church.
Yep.
They have a lot of money flowing through that church, because they happen to be able to afford to get a boat.
Yes, very inspirational.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, is that godly?
Yeah, did you really need the jumbo jet though? Right. Did you need the private jet though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did you need the $1 million house though?
Come on, Creflo. Why you doing this like that though?
Come on, bro.
Did you need that though?
Come on. It was the one preacher that had he had some shoes that were like 5 G's. He had on some shoes that were like $5,000. Like, come on, yo.
Yeah.
Like, did you really need the 5 G shoes, though?
Did God really tell you to get those, though?
Right.
God told you those, though. He said those, not the 500.
Right.
Not the, 1,000.
Right.
You went to the $5,000 shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. Yeah.
And this makes people question it. This makes people question it. I mean, think about all the times. I mean, even look at like YouTube, and there's been people who have been like, I guess, I mean, you can kind of go to jail for it. Like if you pub up a product and you don't say that product is paying you or that you get a kickback from it, like that's illegal.
Yeah.
But people were doing it all the time. It's like unspoken in a lot of senses, right? On YouTube, you got to be honest, but think of how many mediums where money is passed around and no one says it. No one says in politics.
Oh, no,
no one says, hey, man, I'm voting for this because my man's over there.
Right.
Kick me
Reached
down.
the pocket.
Yeah, he gave me 500 racks.
Right.
So I'm voting for this. But I just want to be clear, y'all.
You know where my vote is going.
Come on. Hey, who got 500 grand like that, man? No one says it's in politics.
Right.
But that's how politics is ran.
Hell yeah.
It's like this unspoken, I'm going to vote for this thing, but I'm going to pretend that wasn't no money flowing in my direction. Wasn't no favors promised to me.
Yeah.
And this makes people question people's intentions. I mean, it's unspoken, but it's a real thing, you got to think about when you lead people. Mm-hmm. And it's to the point to where if you choose to lead people, you almost have to over communicate.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like you can't just say, y'all, trust me, y'all.
Yeah, I got this.
I'm only doing what's best for y'all.
Right.
You have to show people that everything you're doing is in alignment with your philosophy and that your actions are matching up with that. Because otherwise people ain't gonna believe that shit.
Yeah, facts.
So that's number 2. Okay, number 3. Price of leadership.
It's a real one.
Resentment. This one is the realest, man. Look, when you lead people, the people who you are leading, if things do not go their way, and sometimes for no reason at all, you will be resented.
Yes, because it's your fault.
It's your fault. You leading, bruh. It's your motherfucking fault. You think that, oh yeah, you're just going to come here and tell me what to do, and I'm not going to be looking at you like, if I'm not where I feel I should be under your stewardship, it's your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Never mind the fact that I didn't listen to you.
Right.
That I didn't carry out any of the instructions like you asked me to.
Right.
That I generally hate you and resent you and do the bare minimum every day. But if my life is not better while on your watch, it's your motherfucking fault.
Yep. This happens in relationships all the fucking time.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. You know, like one person will be the leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if things don't work out for me, while I'm following you, you fucked up. Never mind that you told me to go left and I went right.
Right.
Never mind that the shit didn't work out for you because I fucked up.
Yes.
It didn't work out for me, so it's your fault.
Yeah, that's all it is. And being a leader, it comes with that.
Yeah.
Like you want to get it to where people just, you know, take complete ownership. But you got to understand there's a reason some people need leaders.
Right.
And that's because they ain't got all the answers. Or maybe they just can't make those snap decisions in the moment that are going to help their lives or improve everything around them. Maybe they can't. Maybe you're just born to lead. And you can be 100% right all the fucking time. And fools will still hate you.
Yeah. Especially the fact that you're 100% right.
Ooh.
And then they don't listen.
Ooh.
And then they see that you're 100% right.
Burns.
They hate you even more.
Right.
Why didn't you make me?
Right. You knew I was about to fuck up. You knew that. You know me well enough to know you should have just stepped in and stopped me. Why'd you stop me from saying that?
Yeah.
Why'd you stop me from slapping this motherfucker over here? Why didn't you make me not drink last night?
Yeah.
You was driving.
That is it.
You could have cut me off.
Yeah.
Now I done missed work, got fired, cussed out my boss. Now I'm going to lose my car. Got a DUI.
Why'd you stop me?
Your fault.
Yeah. All your fault.
Like, bro, I tried to physically take your keys. You stormed off. You ran away from me.
Yep.
And drove off and peeled out and almost ran me over.
Yep.
That's not my fault.
Yeah.
But you're the leader, though.
Yep.
You know, it's really like that. It's fucking funny as shit.
It is, but it's real.
It's real. Like,
so real.
Like you think about, I mean, and Sadiq deals with that as a person who runs a label. You think about every artist that's on a label is not successful to the same degree.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you have flagship artists, the most popular, and you have like maybe middle tier, and you have those who maybe they just don't stick. You know who's getting the most resentment from. Oh yeah. The artists who feel like their talent is here, but that their profile should be up here. Right. And even if you do the exact same thing for all artists, you can't control certain outcomes as a leader. The best thing you can do is, create the environment.
And create opportunity.
That's it.
That's it.
And the rest is just...
Yeah, it's up to you.
It's up to you.
Quit making whack ass music. Nah, I'm just...
Yeah, write a hit. Why don't you?
Right.
Write a motherfucking smash. Yeah. Stop looking at me like it's my fault.
Right. You got the pen.
Yeah. I ain't in the studio with you.
Right.
I can tell you what to write, but then you hate me for that. So it's like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. But every leader in every, position has dealt with that. Yeah. And there's something really a weird feeling about your friends or the people that you're actually trying to actively help resenting you. That is some weird shit. Yeah, you're like, dog, I have these people I'm trying to help and they hate me more than the people I'm not trying to help. Yes. This don't make no sense,
dog. That's the realest shit. That is the realest shit. Like, it's interesting because as a parent, it's very difficult sometimes to continue to want to help.
Oh yeah.
Because, like you can't be mad at a teenager for being a teenager. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know no better. Right. But in the process of you sacrificing, in the process of you trying to guide them in the correct way, and then they continue to do the same shit over and over and over.
Tell them why you mad, son.
I mean, sometimes that shit just makes you. Sometimes you just want to be like, "Fuck you, just fuck it." Fuck, I'm done. Just fuck it. I don't want to lead. I don't want to do. Just do you. You know what to do. You know everything.
You got to figure it out.
You got to figure it out. Yeah. Sometimes it. it gets there, man.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why some parents just when 18 come around, they just
get the fuck out.
Right.
It's time to go.
Yeah, it ain't that they really want their kid to leave like that. It's more just like, I couldn't tell you shit when you was 16, 17. Like, you need to go out and learn this shit so that you don't resent me so much. Right. And most kids do go through that phase where you hate everything your parents is telling you, disagree, and you fight them on everything. And then you 22, 24, and you're like, damn, my old man was right. Yeah. man, my old man used to tell me all the time about this.
Yeah.
He warned me. I wasn't listening. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pops, man. My bad, G.
Yep.
Yo, you a good dad, man. I was an asshole when I was 15, 16. I listened to you, Dad, but you was right.
Yeah.
You know?
I made that call. I had to make that call.
That's
like
real.
I wasn't that bad of a kid, but it's just certain things I didn't listen to that my mom and dad, grandma, older, told me to do. And you get to that point where you gotta make that phone call, like, yo, I should have listened.
Yeah,
you gotta fall on your sword, man. That shit's real.
That's so real, man. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, number 4, and we talked about this at the same time, but we're gonna go into it more. The number 4 price of leadership is you have to set an example.
You don't have a choice.
None. And many people think they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst part. Is like many points in my career, I thought I didn't. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I've told the story on here before about when the Weight Room came out and motherfucker said, man, that record is whack. Go buy it was some dude from the Loop Pack, Wild Child's record. It was Wild Child from the Loop Pack. He's better. And I was on undergroundhiphop.com and I read that comment. I was like, man, fuck you. He can't fuck with me. My record better. This is
my shit boy job, Blaze.
Right, I was in there just fam. My shit's fire. He sucks. And then so this started a firestorm. Mm-hmm. This was like right after Soul Position came out, 2003, and I toured with Atmosphere. And I didn't know I was a public figure.
Right.
I legit didn't know because a year or two prior, we was on our own message where we could say this shit and no one gave a fuck.
This one Sadiq had to sit you down.
Yeah, I got a call. Captain's like, hey, Print, man.
Yeah, you got the call. You got sat down.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, man, I don't know if you thought about this yet.
Right.
They're your peers now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what?
What do you mean?
It was like, no, like Madlib and all these guys that you're on here talking about battling and telling them they got a problem with what you're saying.
They can come see you.
That's what I told them. I said, come see me. Any of them fools got a problem, we can battle. I'm going to be in LA Atmosphere on January 28th at the El Rey Theater. You tell them to come out and I'll meet them out back and we can battle. I was in my bag just for no reason. But that's how I wasn't. And he literally had to tell me, hey, they're your peers.
Yeah.
You're a public figure. Mm-hmm. You're like, you have to set an example now.
Yeah.
You're not just carrying a flag for you as a battle rapper. You represent this label. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like some of those people who you bought their records.
Right. So
you have this perception that they're way larger than you.
Right. That
you'll always be this little guy, and so you can critique them and say certain things in public. That's not the case anymore, Print.
Yeah.
You kind of came up, bruh.
Yeah, man.
You gotta slow down.
Yeah.
You out of pocket.
Yeah. This is why there's certain things I just will not post on social media.
Yes.
Because I do have some peers now that
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't.
I can't, even though I might feel it.
Yeah, there's certain things we can't say on this podcast now.
Oh, of course.
We say a lot.
We say a whole lot.
But there's still levels we won't comment on.
Yeah, there's a lot of off-air conversations, that will never see the light of day.
Right. And it's also made me think about, like, the instances I've had online where I tweeted something or I got some backlash or something. Mm-hmm. And my instinct when people come at me is just to fire back. Mm-hmm. But then there's always 5% of the people watching it who say, man, I expected more from you.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
Like, they don't say nothing to these people who are just like killing me.
Because who cares?
They don't care.
They don't care about them.
And I'm just like, yo, why can they say this shit and talk about my mama, my grandmama, call me every name under the sun? But if I fire back with one little comment, oh man, Print, man, you better than that. Bro.
Yeah.
I expect more from you.
Yeah.
And it's a double standard, but it's the truth.
It's facts.
You don't have to fucking like it. You just have to accept the fact that with leadership comes the responsibility of setting an example. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it does. That's what it is.
It, you know what I mean? So that's number 4. Okay, number 5. This is one no one's gonna like, but it's the realest. Number 5, the price of being a leader is that you got to take the blame.
Hell yeah.
Even when it ain't your fault, everything is your fault.
Yeah. If the team fuck up,
you lost. Look at the NBA. If the team ain't playing right, who the first to get fired?
The coach.
Yes, they not firing the players.
Nope. Even the bad players.
Nope.
They ain't getting traded.
They make it a whole year.
Yep.
Like, oh, you ain't producing? Sorry. You got a 3-year contract.
Yep.
We can't get rid of you like that.
Yep.
Coach, hey, man. You not inspiring these players, bruh.
Yeah.
We got to get you up out of here, man. Your name on a hot seat. Look at the New York Knicks right now.
Yep.
They about to get Fizdale up out of there.
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Get out of here.
Out of the paint. He ain't last 10 games.
They don't care. And even if it's not your fucking fault, the fact that you have been ordained as the leader of this organization means that you have to take all the blame.
Yeah.
You got to wear everything. Things that's not even your fault, you got to do it. The funny thing is, like, you got to take all the blame, but you don't necessarily get all the credit when it goes right.
No, you don't. Because it's a team effort.
Right. Oh, when you win, though,
yeah,
it was a team effort.
Right.
When we lose, though, it's your fault.
Of course. That's how it is. When you're successful, you got to thank everybody that was involved.
Yes.
When you fail, it's on me.
So, like,
my bad.
I didn't do that right, y'all.
My bad.
Man, I overlooked some things. I made a couple bad decisions.
Yeah.
That's on me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't envy people that are in those higher up positions like that, because it takes a toll on you as a leader.
Yes.
When you do have to take the blame, especially when you're doing your best to do everything right.
Yeah.
And then the people under you that follow you, if they fuck up, it's on your shoulders. You gotta have some strong shoulders, dog.
Yeah.
To lead.
Yeah.
Anybody.
And never mind the fact that, like, just because you're a leader, it doesn't presume that everyone who's following you has the same agenda that you do.
Oh no.
Like, just because we're on the same team don't mean we all playing the same game.
Exactly.
Like, you could be leading and someone else could feel like they're supposed to be in your position.
Yeah.
They could feel like, oh, I got overlooked for that. And so I'm gonna subconsciously not participate. And if I notice this guy slipping in any kind of way, I'm gonna expose him.
Yeah.
Just to get him out the paint, because I deserve that opportunity.
And that shit is so real, because when people are in those positions and they do get the opportunity to lead, and then they realize what the fuck this is really, what game they really signed up for. That shit is a rude awakening.
I'm sorry, dog. I didn't mean to do you like that.
I didn't even mean to, man.
Yeah, that's the thing about leadership. Sometimes you don't know until you put on that crown, and then motherfuckers are looking at you in a way that you don't deserve all that resentment. You're like, yo, what's up with all this?
Yeah.
I can't stoop to the level that he is, or I gotta take the blame for stuff that I didn't even do just because I'm that guy and I'm the most expendable now.
Yeah.
Man, this ain't cool, man. Y'all can have this.
Yeah.
A lot of people just give it back.
This is why some, like, especially in basketball, when you have assistant coaches that get promoted to coaches and then they get fired, you see them cats back on the bench as an assistant coach real quick.
Yeah, they don't want none of that.
They don't want none of that fire.
No. What was the Cavs coach did that last year?
Lou, right?
Was it Lou? It was after Tyronn Lue.
Oh, after Lou.
They tried to hire the other cat he had on the bench, bald-headed cat, older black cat, and he was like, at first he was like, I don't want this job. No way.
Oh man,
Larry Drew, I think might have been his name. Larry
Okay.
Drew, something. Yeah, because I think he knew, like, this is not a good scenario.
Right.
Like, we're gonna tank. I'm gonna get all the blame.
Yeah.
And it's gonna ruin my reputation for being able to get another job.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna look like a bad leader because I couldn't put things together for this team that y'all don't want to win anyway.
Right.
Whereas if I just quit now, then I'm looked upon as like the guy who's been to the finals with my other coach 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Exactly.
So he was like, no, I'm good, fam. They had to pay him a lot of money to make him do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. No one wants to take the blame, though. I mean, but the fact of the matter is that, like, in a perfect world, when you take the blame, you also get the credit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
In a perfect world.
Yeah, in a perfect world. And sometimes, there will be times when that doesn't happen, but you still have to have faith that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so that's number 5. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
What up, everybody? Blueprint here to let you guys know that all 3 of my books are finally back in stock. That means right here, What a Night. This book is back in stock. It's $10. This is a book about the worst shows of my career. That's 10. Word is Blog Volume 1 is back in stock. That's $10. And also, The Making of Adventures in Counterculture. This book is about my Adventures in Counterculture album. If you have the album, you love the album, you should have the book too. That's $10. All three of these books are back in stock for $10 each, or you can get all three of them for just $25 right now on waitlist.net. That's all I got today. Thanks for your support. Peace. Yeah,
it's real.
Super duty tough work. Who else talks about these topics?
No one I can think of.
In a class of our own.
Yeah.
Enjoy us while we're here.
Right.
We're greats of this podcasting thing. You know, maybe we'll get our crown after we're done.
Right.
After we've talked about everything and left a fucking almanac of topics that you could reference 20 years from now.
True.
People will be like, damn.
We leaders, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The podcasting leaders.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just, it's a good example of when we hit certain topics. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, that nobody talking about.
People are like, ooh, that's a good topic.
Yeah, it's a good. Then they want to hit us with, like, well, why ain't you...
What y'all should have talked about.
What y'all should have did was...
Yeah, but, if it was my podcast... What I would have done is,
yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of them, man.
Yeah. That's the price. You know what I'm saying? We pay the price.
Hey.
Yeah. So it is what it is. So the first section we talked about the price, and now we want to talk about, because we don't want this to be like never be a leader episode.
Right. Don't lead shit.
Don't lead. Never take it. Don't trust them. So this episode, we really want to talk about why it's worth it.
The return on investment.
Yeah.
The ROI.
Come on, man. Because there are concrete reasons to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, and they shy away from leadership because maybe they see all the stuff we talked about in the first section. And we want to talk about why it's worth it. The rewards of leadership in this section. And so the number one reward of leadership is control. Now, this is something that a lot of people sleep on, especially if you've never been put in a position of leadership. Leadership, and it doesn't even have to necessarily mean that, like, you have a team. Leadership also means you're leading your own affairs.
Yes.
Right? You're handling your own career. You're not sitting around waiting for someone else to, quote unquote, put you on. The biggest benefit of leadership in everything you do is that you control the outcomes. You control at least the circumstances, right? You can't guarantee your success. You don't know. But at least when you are leading and making decisions, you know that, hey, I don't have to blame nobody else for this.
Yeah.
It was done the way that I felt was best.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to live with that. Because I trust myself to make the best decisions regarding my life.
Right.
A lot of people go through life and sometimes they take this passive approach where it's like, yeah, I went to the college that my parents wanted me to go to.
Yeah.
I played sports because my dad did. Or I went to the military because my pops was in the military. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or I was in a band because the girls, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like guys in bands.
Right.
What ends up happening is that you end up making all these decisions that are really because of someone else. And it's not a true reflection of what you wanted to do. And and because you're letting someone else determine your journey, you never get to drive. You never get to say.
Yeah.
You're a passenger in the vehicle of your own life.
Yeah.
You gotta be a driver, man.
Yeah.
Drive that shit. Just,
Make some decisions and stand by your decisions.
You're going here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just dip. You feel better.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, sometimes it's cool to just let another motherfucker drive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know they gonna get me there.
There's nothing wrong. And see, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with following.
Yes.
But when you follow to a fault, that's where the problems lie. Right. Following, great leaders follow.
Yes.
Great leaders had to learn how to lead.
Yes.
In order to learn how to lead, you have to follow someone. Yes. Every great leader has mentors. Yes. Every great leader has people that inspire them as well. So it's not just because you're a leader, you always got to be in the driver's seat. Sometimes it's cool to take the passenger seat and be able to, look at the surroundings and see, decisions from a different vantage point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to get in that driver's seat at some point.
And if you're gonna give up control, you gotta agree on the route and the destination. Because ain't nothing worse than a motherfucker in the passenger seat who don't agree with how we getting there and where we going.
Yeah, backseat drivers.
Yeah, like, oh nah, why you taking this route? Why you going so fast?
You're supposed to turn left.
See, when I drive, I typically take that route, and then I go to why we listening to this? Can I put something else on?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, man, you need to lead.
Yeah.
If you feel like that others are not leading you in a way that you can be happy with, that's a sign that you need to lead.
Yeah.
And that you're taking a passive approach to your own life.
And it's like, you want to drive? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I just want to talk shit. I don't want to drive. I just want to sit here and critique you. Talk shit.
All day. All day.
And so control is the biggest thing. It's cool to say like, yeah, I was in this situation where I was on a team and it was big and it was that. But sometimes, man, having situations and scenarios that you can control, it just really gives you an opportunity to execute your own vision, which is not going to be reflected when someone else is driving,
right?
When someone else is in control.
Exactly.
And as artists, and we got a lot of artists who listen to that, listen to this podcast, you got to understand that the more control you give someone else, the more vision they have.
Yes.
And the less your vision is executed.
True.
So, if you want to sound like everybody else, look like everybody else, walk, talk like not yourself, let somebody else control your shit.
Yeah.
But if you want control over that and you feel like that's important to what you want to do, you got to lead and stop blaming others.
Yeah, true.
So that's number one reward. The number two reward of leadership is that it's rewarding as fuck.
Yes.
Like owning some shit and having that little thing you owned and cultivated, you decided, it's like, oh shit, it's just growing. It's fucking, it came from my fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
This shit is fucking fly.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this was just a thought.
Now
it's like a physical manifestation.
Yeah, now it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like albums are very much like that.
Oh yeah.
Where like before you start recording, you just have like a line. I'm gonna write this line down.
Yeah.
And then you might have one beat, and you're like, oh, what would happen if I did this with it? Like, you got 16 lines. Then you got 8 bars of choruses. This thing just keeps coming out your mind and getting doper and dope. You're like, oh, then you got a 3.5 minute song that's fire, but it ain't even mixed or sequenced. You're like, oh, just wait till I sequence.
Just hold on.
Oh, it's gonna blow people away. It's gonna fuck their heads up. And then you do it, and you're like, yes. That came from my shit. It's so rewarding. Like, no one told me to pick that beat.
Right.
No one told me to fucking write about that topic. I decided it's mine. I chose the colors on the canvas. I just said, this is the flyest shit. And I saw something that no one else could see.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Building something of your own. Look, I'm not saying being on a team that wins is rewarding as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. So I don't want this to come off like we're bashing working with others or saying you should work alone. Not at all. Because you don't want to do all the work alone.
Exactly.
It's just that in certain endeavors you want to take a leadership role because truly that's the only way to execute your vision.
Yeah.
Your whole vision. And
true.
If you have no pride in ownership, then your work will be no better than the people who work at fast food restaurants.
Right. Yeah, you just there.
Just there, man.
Just there.
Just a little check, man.
Yeah.
I just got to come here for 8 hours a day, man. There's a Subway near my house. I remember someone was out here visiting, like, yo, I was like, you're going to Subway. We passed the Subway. You know what I mean? They're like, why we ain't going to that one? I was like, nah, fam, we're not going there. Because every time I go in there, the employees piss me off.
Yeah, that's the worst.
They just be kicking it with fools over the counter.
Yeah.
Cracking jokes on you when you walk. Oh, I'm a man. Ha ha. I'm like, yo, man, can you just make my motherfucking sandwich?
Right. If you don't want to work here.
Yeah.
Then why you here?
I got the trap music playing from the back.
Nah.
I just want a sandwich, man.
Nah, bro.
I don't need all that crazy energy. They be arguing with each other. You know what I'm saying? On their phones. On their cell phones and the register at the same time.
That's whack.
No pride in ownership. Would that business be different if a family owned it?
Right.
Yes.
Very much so.
Because I've been to the ones that are ran by families.
Yeah, and
None of that foolishness.
Nah, all business.
Yeah, because they're like, we own this. We get a piece of this. We decide how it's ran, the culture, and we take pride in that.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to know why the average fucking fast food employee don't give a fuck about their job? It's because they have no pride and ownership.
Yeah, there's nothing to hang their hat on. It's just you there, you clock in, you clock out.
That's it. I get paid anyway. Even when I ain't shit, I get paid. What's the point?
Right.
You know? And so, like, there's no reward other than a paycheck. And that ain't shit. That ain't life changing.
Right.
It's not really getting paid that much.
Right.
To make fucking sandwiches. It's not like, yo, man, I was fucked up till I started making sandwiches. Now my life is completely different. It's not like that. It's not life changing money. So that's number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. The number 3 reason why it's worth it, and we talked about it briefly, is that it's your own vision.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in a group, when you by yourself, nobody knows what you really want.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
You know, like people think they do. And sometimes we think people do. You know, you talk about it with mixing your record. I was trying to articulate this to my man who's mixing my record that I wanted this sound.
Right.
And I could give him this music that was an example, but he couldn't quite hear what I was trying to. And as a producer, I go through that.
Yeah.
Like there's times when I'm working with an artist and I don't know exactly what they want.
Right.
And I just don't know until we go through 10, 20 beats.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, that's what you, okay, all right, yeah.
They knew crystal clear the whole time, but it took me 20 beats that they didn't like to be like, now that one, let's take it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's part of the process, but it's like, as a producer, you're kind of leading.
Yeah, you are.
You're leading, right? So it's like, I get it in that sense. Like, I have to understand the vision for this thing to work. And if I don't understand what you're trying to do sonically, and I'm not giving you that, then this thing is not going to work.
Yeah. I mean, going back to what you said, like, that's why I had to take it over. And once I got it in my own hands, then I could execute exactly what I wanted. And the album sounds how I envisioned it sounding when I first was making those beats. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people don't understand how important that is in order to, you know, for one, be happy. You know what I'm saying? For one, be happy with what, you know, what you're putting out there in the streets, you know?
Come on.
Yeah.
I'll keep going.
Whether it's photography or whatever you're doing, you know, if you have a vision, nobody else can really articulate your vision like you can. Yeah, I agree. You know, it's sad because, you know, the crazy shit is that a lot of artists, they take that for granted. They go into creative situations assuming that people get it. And they think that it's someone else's job just to execute, when you can't even execute if you ain't even in the same page. Right. Like, no one can see what's in your head. Exactly. I went through this so many times as a producer because I remember I would have beats for, I mean, really Respect the Architect was like that. Because you know the song I'm talking about, giving beats to people and people just didn't hear where I was trying to take it. I was like, no, man, trust me. This is what you would sound dope over this, and I'm hearing it in my head. You was talking about me on that song. On that one, yeah. He was like, dude, where's the drums at? Right. Now, what's crazy is like now hip hop with no drums is so. Oh, it's the thing. But when I gave that to you, he was like, where are the drums? I'm like, no, you don't hear it, man. This is where this shit is going, dog. You need one of these. Facts. And he was like, but I couldn't really articulate it. Like I saw it, but it was like, nah, that's not. You didn't see the vision that I had. Exactly. And so, because your vision probably for your own shit was completely different. Like, well, this is what I'm thinking, but where is he going with this beat? And then when I make the song, you're like, oh, yeah. I would have killed that. right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, no, you'll kill this. This is you all day. You're like, how do I rhyme to that? Houseway. Yeah, you was not trying to hear it. And then I was like, okay. But there was like 5 beats on that record that were like that. Joints I tried to get other cats, and they just be like, I don't get it. Yeah. And then when I put them all together on the same record, it sounds perfect together. Yeah. But cats didn't see what I saw. But that was my vision. Right. And I had to take that and execute it so people got it. Right. So that's number 4. Oh no, that's number 3. Yeah. Number 4, and this is one no one speaks about. The number 4
reward of leadership is that you can empower others.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing. It's an amazing feeling to be able to do that. Sometimes as a leader, you do it unconsciously too. Just by, being an example.
Yes.
Being the person that takes the blame, being the person that, can deal with the resentment, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You're empowering other people like, he didn't have to take that on his shoulders, but he did as the leader.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel like, I can make some moves. I can make a couple mistakes here and there.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I always think of it too in terms of like, just like say touring, for example. If I go on a tour and I'm opening up for somebody, right? I can't really bring everybody I would like to bring on the road with me,
no.
right? If I bring a DJ, that's probably it.
Yeah.
I can't. If that, right? Depending on space. But when it's my tour,
oh yeah,
I can bring everybody
you want.
Yeah, like, okay, you're gonna be my merch person. I want you to open up, so I got some money for you, whatever. And I can make this whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that this motherfucking tour poster is what I want it to be.
Right.
We're gonna play the rooms that I want, and I'm gonna have you play for this, and you get to play. You get to give everyone jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say, "Oh man, how do we change this situation with employment?" Hey man, create a job where you can hire your friends.
Yeah, employ people.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds oversimplified, but you can't create jobs if you're not in a position of leadership.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like if you're just an employee, you can't really create a job. But when you are in a position where you have leadership, where you're a boss yourself, all of a sudden, when jobs become available, you get to pull your people in.
Yeah.
And that's something you can't do when you're sitting back following others.
Yeah.
And wonder, man, why come this fool always hiring his people? Because he can. Because you didn't want that job.
Yeah.
You didn't want the responsibility of going through all these applicants.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit of leadership that some people don't know. It's easy to complain about other people putting other people on. But the true problem there, or the true reason that happens, is because they're leaders.
Yeah, it's exciting for me to be able to pay my friends to do work.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like when you think about, the first thing I think about when I want some graphic design is, let me see what Tim would charge me for this.
Yeah.
He's the first call.
Your people.
First call. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is.
Yes.
When you're in a position where you are moving to the beat of your own drum, you can make those decisions. You can empower other people. You can employ other people. It's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, man. So don't sleep on that one, man. A lot of times, there's this narrative in the country that like it's the government's job to create jobs, right? And I think the way that they speak about it almost makes us feel powerless. Like they created 200,000 jobs this quarter, or a million jobs were created last year. But then when you really drill down, you're like, okay, well, who actually created the jobs though?
Exactly.
People like us. We create the jobs. It's the small businesses. It's people with LLCs, normal folk. It's not this thing that we're so disconnected from. We all have friends who've hired us for various tasks. Like you hired me to shoot music videos. You and DJ Criminal. So it's like, okay, well, the government didn't create that job.
Right.
Y'all did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was prepared to get it because my skill was there, but had you guys not created that, there's no job.
Right.
And it's that simple. Like put people on, but you can only do that when you take ownership.
I don't think people see that as jobs.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Like people don't, but it is, but people don't see it that way. People don't see hiring somebody to take photos for you is employing them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having somebody mix your album is employing them.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like people don't see that as I'm paying you to, when people hire us to do features.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a job. I'm under your employ at that point.
Yes.
And I'm doing this to your satisfaction, how you like it, how you want it. Like you're paying me and I'm an employee for you at that point.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. People don't see it that way.
Yeah, and it really is.
Yeah.
It's like we think of it as this big, giant, fancy thing. And it's so basic.
Right.
Like I have a need, you have a skill.
Yeah.
Let's work.
Yeah. I'll pay you this much.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you do it. If I'm happy, then we do it again some other time. But yeah, that's it. So hold on. Number 5.
Yeah.
Last joint. Reward of leadership is the financial benefit,
the bag.
And people, they sleep on this one, but the more ownership you have in something, the more you invest in something yourself, the more money you put up, the more reward you get on the back end.
Yes.
And this is why many people who are employees sometimes feel stuck, because when you're an employee, your pay raises are decided by someone else.
Yes.
You don't really get to say, hey, I'm bringing twice as much value now.
Yeah.
I should be making double. It's up for them to say, you did pretty good last year. Your performance review, we're going to raise your pay a couple dollars.
Yeah, we get 3%.
Yeah, 3%.
Yeah,
6 max.
Right.
Max.
Right.
Even though inflation is 6%.
Right.
But you 3% raise every year. It's just arbitrary.
Yeah.
You know, and if you didn't have a great year, you might get 1%.
Right.
2%.
If that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the point is that it's not in your control.
Right.
Whereas when you decide to lead, and I'll use a basic example, throwing a show, for example, when you allow yourself to be hired by a promoter to play a show, they determine what you make.
Yeah.
You establish a rate based on, what they think they can pay you. You can take it or not. But when you throw a show, you decide your expenses.
Yes.
And then you get to keep the rest.
Yep. Set the door price.
Yeah.
All of that.
So if $1,000 are made in a show that you're just playing on, maybe you get $200. But if $1,000 are made and you threw the show, it only costs you $400. You get to keep all the $600.
Yeah.
Right? All from being a leader.
Yeah.
This is the benefit of being a leader. Whereas it's benefit of being an employee versus being a boss, being an owner versus, just being an employee. And sometimes you have to take the leadership role so that you can have a better outcome financially. Because other people are going to have people are always going to have a hard time paying you what you're worth.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone ever truly can.
No.
Like when you really know your worth, you're like, this is cool, but.
Yeah.
But
did you see what I just did?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm worth more than this, dog.
Yeah.
That's all. Like you'll feel that way in the back of your mind. And you kind of have to take some leadership roles, not in everything you do. Like we saying, a good mix is good. Some initiatives you just want to be on a team.
Right.
Some things you want to lead where you need more control and you want to control the outcomes. But I do think that leadership, it has its benefits, has its it's price, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like for me at my job.
Yeah.
My boss, like I sit in his office and I, see some of the things that he has to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm cool with just being a team member right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with me. I will follow you wherever you going because what you dealing with right now on that phone call, nah.
You're like, I don't want no parts of that.
I don't want none of that. I don't want to deal with none of that. I understand why you make what you make.
Yeah.
I don't want no piece of that.
He earning it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's real as shit. But that's very true, especially when you look at just like what people don't understand about fame. They look at somebody like Dave Chappelle. Oh man, I could do that. That's easy.
Right.
You know how much Dave Chappelle had to do just to be able to walk the streets without people fucking with him.
Oh yeah.
Like how he had to basically leave the home of entertainment.
Right.
He lives in Ohio, bruh.
Yeah.
Like
on a farm.
Yeah.
And he just walks around the little town.
What up, Dave?
Yes, what up, Dave?
Yeah. It's a sacrifice.
Right.
Because he's supposed to be living in LA with all of his other peers.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, that's too high of a price to pay.
Yeah.
For myself, for my family,
my sanity,
my relationship, my art. I'm gonna be out here on this farm, man. And when I need to see people, I'm gonna fly them out here.
Right.
Because I got enough money now.
Yeah.
But it comes with it. But he makes more of a shit because he puts his own money up now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, man, that's a good one.
Yeah. I hope people appreciate this one, man. And this is the price of leadership and rewards. So I'm gonna read them back real quick.
All right.
This is the price of leadership. The first 5. Reason number 1, you have to be action oriented. Number 2, people will question your intentions. Number 3, people will resent you. Number 4, you have to set an example. And number 5, you got to take the blame, even when it ain't your fault. And now, the rewards of leadership, why it's worth it. Number 1, control your own destiny. Number 2, rewarding pride and ownership. Number 3, you can execute your own vision. Number 4, you can empower others. And then finally, financial benefits.
Word.
The bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's it for this week. See you next week.
Peace.
Bruce.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.